Hello and welcome to Tabletop Oddity. My name is Jay, and today you're going to be like, deja vu? It's a channel chat, but there's a couple of things I'm announcing here. One of which is terrible timing. One of which you'll be like, you did this like a couple of weeks ago. And the third is like, you've probably been speaking about this since you started. So let's go through. Right, it's Patreon. It needs a revamp. Secondly, I'm selling t-shirts. I'm very much aware of the timing. Not great, but that's the way it goes. Third, I'm doing a terrain channel. Yep, I know I do Rage Crit, but I'm also doing a terrain channel. Fantastic, Jay. Great. Just do 3 channels. Great idea. I think I'll be able to manage it though, so don't worry about that. Anyway, let's go. Let's start with the terrain channel first, right? It's going to be called Terrain Oddity. I mean, very creative in the name, not as creative as Rage Crit. And I'm going to try and aim for like 1 terrain video a week, right? The plan is it's going to help me with my battle reports for Legion, and it's going to help me with my stuff for Warcry and Rage Crit. And you might be thinking, why don't you just do the terrain on this channel if it's going to be for those stuff? Well, the fact that it comes down to audience, right? And let's be purely honest and cynical, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. We'll just tell you the truth. The people who play Legion, if they all are interested in terrain, fantastic. But what about those people who play Warhammer 40k and they're interested in terrain, but they're not going to then watch my Star Wars Legion videos? It becomes a bit disjointed, basically. I feel like an independent terrain channel, which can attract people for D&D, from Legion, from Warcry, from 40k, is potentially better for me in the long term. Right, and it's about me. Now, I can appreciate you might not want to be subscribed to all 3 channels. So if you want to be subscribed to just terrain, feel free. Ditch this channel, go there. But keep in mind, it won't be specifically always Legion terrain. And for the short term, I'm actually going to rehash or redo, put in slightly different ways, some of my existing Star Wars Legion videos. The reason for that is, quite frankly, I need some. So the first video is going to be the large trees. Right, I should have brought it with me, I didn't have it. But the large tree, I did it with hot glue and paper towel, and the tree was okay. But I only made like 1 or 2. I needed a couple more for the table, right? And I really preferred the way that it was done when I've seen people do it in clay. So I made a tutorial doing it on clay. So it's a large tree made in clay, looks fantastic. If you want to check that out, go over to the channel right now. But you'll see potentially rehash videos done slightly differently. Eventually there'll be new stuff. If anything, I think the 3rd video, I've got a really cool, very, very Star Wars Legion applicable terrain. But I don't want to talk about it too much because it's not released. I have recorded it, and so it's very suitable for Star Wars Legion. So if you do want to check that out, I'll be posting it in the Facebook groups, but I would encourage you all to go check out that channel. I would really appreciate it. But essentially, it's because terrain is potentially bigger than just Star Wars Legion. And no offense to Star Wars Legion, but more people are going to be interested in generic terrain. So that's, hands up, that's the reason. I feel like I want to do terrain. I don't want to split the guys who aren't interested in Star Wars Legion on the Star Wars Legion content. Have any questions about that, just let me know. Either DM me, put it in the comments. I can explain in more details. Secondly, buy that merch. I came very close to doing a song, but I won't do. I commissioned some artwork for these t-shirts. Any similarity to any existing any similarity to any existing IP is purely coincidental. Ding! Essentially, Third Wheel, Falcon Crew, Super Friends. If it's one concept with 3 different names, because there's a few different names going around. There's obviously more that I could do in the future, but I commissioned this artwork from, I believe his name is Lumberjack Nick. Very great guy, very kind guy, lovely guy to work with and speak to. Fantastic artwork as well, I highly recommend. But basically I wanted to get these up and released, because if they don't sell at all, I probably won't commission any more. If nobody's interested in the t-shirts overall, I probably won't make any more. It's just sort of as simple as that. The top one's odd one. I don't really like my logo for the channel. It's a bit bland. So I don't really want a t-shirt that's just a logo. Feel like it would look a little bit poop. On the other hand, Blackjack Legacy, Andy from Blackjack Legacy, his logo is a fantastic logo. I'm very jealous. He won't make me one. Can't just steal his either. His logo is fantastic, so I would recommend you go if you want just one with the logo. His is a cool logo. So I try and go with like this little simple stuff. So it's It's a dice on the number 1, odd one, you get it. Not like the League of Legends player. Hate painting, love gaming. That's essentially my life, full stop. Yeah, and then you've got these. So you can see Super Friends. It's 4 different selections here, but it's a classic t-shirt, a ladies' comfort tee, because even I don't want to rule out the ladies, even though 99.99% of my audience is men. But, you know, just on the off chance. Then you've got a premium tee and the premium hoodie. I can't bother with the slightly naff hoodie because whatevs. Now, in most cases, I'm not on every case here, but the average that I would make if you buy one of these is about £5. So, I mean, classic t-shirt for £15. Buy that, you give me £5, you get the t-shirt for 15 quid. It's not the end of the world. But just to be honest with you, that's essentially the average margin that I picked. That's why you might see the odd ones that look a little bit weird, like £17 or £18, whatever. I tried to pick about £5. Just to be honest with you, that's what it is. So buy that merch, buy that merch, buy that merch. Falcon Crew, Third Wheel, classic. If you've got a preference on any of those, the idea was about this as the starter one, is that you could pick your favorite name, buy your favorite product, and it'd sort of be like a vote, but I would get money. But hopefully that's not too cynical. Yeah, so buy that merch. But I think like merchandise is a good way. You get something physical, and I get something financial from it. It's a good transaction. Whereas Patreon, which we're going to talk about now, is essentially you just giving me money. And I'm supposed to give you good rewards, but it needs a revamp. So first number reward that I'm probably going to change is I'm going to add in a CarCast, which is going to be like a weekly podcast, hopefully, if I actually do it and it sounds okay. I'm going to just talk about Legion in my car, not particularly any subject, mainly probably like, oh, I'm painting some Death Troopers this week. Just, you know, really boring stuff that I wouldn't normally put on YouTube. It's going to be the lowest tier on Patreon, but the whole Patreon really needs a revamp. I was going to do alt cards, not doing alt cards now for the obvious reasons. I was going to try and do stuff where if I won stuff at an event, I would then give that away. But I'm a little bit not sure how to do that, because if I say I'm going to give you something every 2 months and that I don't have anything to give you, I'll have a problem. And now I can't give you an alt card because I'm not going to make alt cards. So it essentially needs a complete total revamp. One thing I would like to add, which would be, as long as I own the stuff, the Patreons would submit a list for me to play in a battle report, and I would play that list. I like that as an idea. We will get around to it. I haven't updated the Patreon, but you know, the t-shirts are ready. I wanted to get them up and ready to buy, and the terrain channel is also up essentially and running now-ish. Hopefully I'll release this after I've done the first video for obvious reasons. Yeah, so the Patreon, I'm appreciative of anybody who supports me currently on Patreon, and I'm very sorry that I've been a bit neglectful of the rewards. And this new thing is sort of, just as I was trying to get my acting gear, I sort of want to abide by FFG's guidelines, so I don't want to do anything crazy there. And the timing on the t-shirts is unfortunate, but I'm pretty sure it's all kosher there. I shouldn't really get, you know, any similarity, purely coincidental. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, that's everything. Me personally, I've not been doing particularly great at Rally Point qualifiers. I keep going 2-1. The reality of that is I don't have the time to become really, really good at the game. And that's it basically. I do YouTube. I'm doing 3 channels now, so my plan is to always be good, but not, you know, the best. And whenever I need the best to speak with, I'll just draft somebody in. I'll draft Alice in. I'll draft, you know, LJ. And I've never even spoken to LJ. He probably hates me, but you know, I'll draft the good people in. No disintegrations. You know, we'll get those people in if we really need top tier stuff. So yeah, I'm going to the Element Games Rally Point qualifier in about a week and a half. I'll probably go 2-1. There'll be one day where I don't go 2-1 and I'll be like, oh god, I've set myself up for disaster. But yes, is that everything? I'm looking forward to Warcry, so if you want to check out Rage Quit and you're interested in Warcry, you know, the links will be in the description. 3 channels is a little bit much, I'm not going to lie. The plan will be to do 2 videos on Tabletop Oddity, 2 videos on Rage Quit, 1 video a week on the Terrain Oddity. And if it blows up and I'm a bit hectic, then we'll reconsider it at that point, but I don't think so. Yeah, but I find it quite difficult to relax, right? And I want to feel like I'm doing stuff most of the time. So when I'm making terrain, yeah, I'm doing it for the battle report, but doing it for a YouTube video and stuff like that really gets me a bit more excited. So there's reasons for it, just my own mentality, and reasons for it logically, as I said, there's more people interested in terrain because there's more games than just Star Wars Legion than are interested in Star Wars Legion. If you play 40k and you subscribe to my channel, and I don't make 40k content, but I do make 40k applicable terrain, you're going to be bored by half the videos. I'd rather YouTube be like, I'm going to give you exactly what you want. And this channel is Star Wars Legion. If you're interested in terrain, wargaming terrain specifically, especially some stuff that's for Star Wars Legion, check out the terrain channel. And if you're interested in Games Workshop stuff, then you check out Rage Crit. Any questions, concerns, issues, let me know in the comments. Get on Facebook, get on Discord. I'm always on those two things. Thanks again to the patrons. It really does mean a lot to me. And I will revamp it in time. Buy that merch. Buy that merch. Buy that merch. I'm in a very weird mood today, but you should definitely have a most beautiful day. Oh, for Legion content at the minute, we're a little bit in a drought because we had Clone Wars, and once you get a lot of announcements in a short period of time, we then generally get a bit of a gulf, and that's what we're experiencing now. But with the Core Troopers and then Clone Wars and everything, it's going to kick up a notch, and I'm going to be ready. Goodbye. Have a beautiful day. Goodbye.